Hello friends, hope you all must be fine. Today we are going to start with the second chapter of geography, that is physical features of India. And I'm sure if you watch this video carefully, you will learn very important features of India. India is a vast country with varied landforms, vast stretches of plain, rugged terrain, mountain, valleys. So there are mountain, plains, plateau, island, desert and so on. There are major physiographical divisions. Now, there are 6 physiographical divisions. First, the Himalayan mountains, the northern plain, the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plains, and the islands. Now, through this map, I would like to tell you few important things, like when we talk about the physiographical division, the first comes, that is Himalaya mountains. So Himalaya, you will find this particular area Himalaya. Then the second one, that is northern plain. So northern plain, just beside this is northern plain. You can see northern has been written here, northern plain. The third one, that is peninsular plateau. The peninsular plateau is this particular area. Then Indian desert. So Indian desert is here. Then the coastal plain. Coast means this particular area, this one and over here. So these are some coastal areas. And islands. Here you can see Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and here Lakshadweep Islands. So today we are going to talk about these physiographical divisions of India. The first one, that is Himalayas. So if we start with the Himalayas, many descriptions are been given. But before going through the description, I will just let you understand what are the ranges. So if you go with this particular diagram, you will learn many things. So we start from Kashmir. So Himalayas mainly stretches from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh, this particular. Then it is mainly in the arc shape. Here you can see a arc has been shown. This particular range, this range, and this range. There are 3 different ranges. Now the first range, that is known as Greater Himalayas, Inner Himalayas or Himadri. The second one, that is Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. And the third one is Outer Himalayas or Shivaliks. Here the average height is also been given. The Greater Himalayas height is about 6,000 meters. Himachal, that is 3,700 meters and 4,500 meters. And Outer Himalayas, that is 900 meters and 1100 meters. Now, when we talk about the stretch from here, from east to west, that is about 2400 kilometer, 2400 kilometer. So this width in the western side, this is east side, your west, up north, and then down south. So the stretch in this side, that is in the west, that is 400 kilometer, and on the eastern side, that is only 150 kilometers. The stretch of Himachal, that is 50 kilometers broadness I am talking about, and the width of Outer Himalayas, that is 10 to 50 kilometers. So if you learn through this diagram, it will be very easier for you to learn the structure of Himalaya, because this question comes of 5 marks in the exam. Not only this, when we talk about the stretch from east to west, this stretch, if we divide according to the rivers, so it starts from Indus to Dihang. It's a regional name of Brahmaputra. So Indus, then Satluj, then Kali, Tista and Dihang. So it starts from Indus to Dihang. So the area between Indus and Satluj, that is known as Punjab Himalayas. From Satluj to Kali, that is known as Kumayu Himalayas. From Kali to Tista, that is Nepal Himalayas. And from Tista to Dihang, that is Assam Himalayas. So through this diagram you will be able to learn this topic very easily. If you go with the points, I will show you the points also. These mountain ranges run in the east-west direction from the Indus to Brahmaputra. They form an arc which covers a distance of about 2400 km. The width varies from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh, as I showed you in the diagram. The Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. The northernmost range is known as Greater or Inner Himalayas, or the Himadri, with the average height of about 6,000 meters. The range lying to the south of the Himadri is known as Himachal or the Lesser Himalayas. Altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters, and the average width is of 50 kilometers. The outermost range of the Himalaya is called the Shivalik, width 10 to 50 kilometers, and have an altitude varying between 900 and 1100 meters. So to learn all this, if you go with this particular diagram, it will be very easier for you to learn. Now, not only this, when we talk about the rivers distinguish, so in this, on the basis of regions from west to east, the part of Himalayas lying between Indus and Satluj had been traditionally known as Punjab Himalayas, but it is also known as Kashmir or Himachal Himalayas from west to east respectively. The part of Himalayas lying between Satluj and Kali river is known as Kumayu Himalayas. The Kali and Tista rivers demarcate the Nepal Himalayas, and the part lying between Tista and Dihang river is known as Assam Himalayas. Now, not only this, if you see this particular area, this is known as Purvanchal or Eastern Himalayas. So one range is here also. They are known as Purvanchal or the Eastern Hill and Mountain. So hope you must have understood what is Himachal, Himalaya. Okay. The next topic comes of the Northern Plain. So to understand the Northern Plain, a short diagram has been given here. We'll just go through this and then we'll go through the points. So here mainly this Northern Plain consists of 3 important rivers, that is Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, along with its tributaries. So many rivers are there, many tributaries are there in this area. So this area is very fertile. It spreads over the area of 7 lakh square kilometer. This one, 7 lakh square kilometer. The plain being about 2400 kilometer long. So this distance is about 2400 kilometer. And broadness, if we talk, in west it is 240 kilometer and east it is 320 kilometer. So hope it will be easier for you to understand this chapter, this topic. Now, according to the variation in relief features, the Northern Plain can be divided into 4 different regions. One is Bhabar Belt, Tarai Belt, Bangar Belt and Khadar. Now what is Bhabar Belt? Actually Bhabar Belt means the mountains deposits pebbles in the narrow belt of about 8 to 16 kilometer width, which is parallel to the Shivaliks. This is known as Bhabar. And all the streams which disappear over here, that is known as Bhabar Belt. Tarai means south of this belt, the streams and rivers emerge and create a wet swampy and marshy regions, marshy area over there, that is known as Tarai. The third one, that is Bangar. Bangar means the large part of northern plain is formed of old alluvial soil. They lie above the floodplains of the river and present a terrace-like feature over there. That is known as Bangar. And Khadar means the soil in this region contains calcareous deposits. That is also known as Kankar. The newly younger deposits of the floodplains are called Khadar. So the northern plain can also be divided into these 4 different regions. The river in their lower course split into numerous channels due to the deposits of silt. These channels are also known as distributary. You must have read about tributaries and distributaries. So when a main river is divided into different areas, that is known as distributary. The Jhelum, the Chenab, Ravi, Bias and the Satluj originate in the Himalayas. This section of plain is dominated by the Doabs. Doabs means between the area between 2 rivers, that is known as Doab. You must have heard about Punjab. The 5 rivers, the area between 5 rivers, that is Punjab. Doab, Punjab, like that. Adequate water supply and favorable climate. It is the agriculturally a productive part of India. So till now we had gone through these physiographical divisions. That's all for today. And the other topic of this chapter we'll see in the second part. For more update, subscribe the channel. Thank you.